Jumping into today's episode, you guys are going to see the best transformation on a front end you guys possibly can. So make sure you guys stay tuned and let's jump into today's episode. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. We are moving on to part 3 of the front end reassembly, and I am super excited to do this, guys, because this means we're just that much closer to putting this car on the floor. So what we've done so far on the front end, we've done rewrapping the wire harness. We've changed out the master brake cylinder for the 4Runner. We've painted them. We've painted the brake booster. We've done so much to this, guys. It is such a big transformation so far. So what we're going to be doing today is moving on to part 3 and adding some more stuff to try to finish this front end, guys. So let's jump into it. Enough talking. Right, guys. So now I get to show you guys exactly what we've done. So far what we've done is these, like I said, we rewrapped the wire harness. The wire harness is wrapped in this kind of cloth. I forgot the name of it, but it's kind of like a cloth tape, as you guys can see. It looks phenomenal, and actually it makes the car, it gives this car almost like a professional look, which I am 100% with. But we've added the wire harness. Like I've said, we've changed out the master brake. We've changed it out for the 4Runner master brake, and it looks phenomenal. Fits and mounts perfectly. We've actually painted it with this SEM trim paint. We've painted this as well, and along with the brake booster and the clutch master as well. We've painted all that on the later episodes. You guys could check out a card right here for that episode if you guys are interested. And we've also replaced every bolt that mounts these things with titanium, guys. So check it out. We have titanium bolts here. We have our nut here. Titanium bolts here. I mean, throughout this car so far has been titanium up. We have titanium here for the upper radiator support. I'm telling you guys, I am going all out on this car because this is my passion. This is something that I love to do. And guys, this has been a car in my life for a really long time. Plus it's an MR2. So what we're moving on to is the radiator. So the radiator is going to be the next thing. I've added some titanium bolts to this as well, but the rest of my titanium bolts have not came in yet. So I am going to do that as I go, I guess. But we have some Mishimoto fans. The Stroud was, I believe, Mishimoto 2. Yeah. And this is just an eBay radiator. These eBay radiators actually work really well under some strain. I've beat up my share of radiators, so this one's gonna work well. The only thing that I do have to do separate from this is get some mounts welded to this point right here. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna cut this section here, basically do this. Just because, as you guys noticed on my radiator hose or lines, I actually did the same thing and removed the actual, I guess the actual head part of this hose or line. We're gonna actually put it to be a AN16 fitting. So it's gonna be great because it's gonna be easier for me to have to pull this off if I need to. I don't need to worry about too much. It'll be a lot easier to do that. But that's gonna be one thing on the list. We are also gonna be doing this little bar, this, I guess, the spare tire bar. We're gonna put that on. We're gonna try to put on some of these. Let's see. Some of these guys. I did put some riv nuts. Don't think I have all the bolts here, but we are going to actually bolt it to the door, I guess the door brackets, just because this goes just like this. I know you guys are like, this is ultra racing, you know, it doesn't work. I've heard it all, guys. I've been in this MR2 game for a really long time, but I will tell you that this ultra racing bar stuff does work for me. I'm not a hardcore track person, but I do like to go to the track often, and this is going to be something that's going to, it should hold down for what I want to do. But guys, we're going to install that. We got a lot of stuff to do, so let's jump into putting on one of these guys on and install them so then we can get going, guys. So let's go. All right, everybody. So first on the agenda, we are going to remove these door brackets and going to start to install the Ultra Racing fender braces, I would say. So I don't have the all three M6 bolts that are going to be used for this section here, but I am going to use just one of them just to keep them mounted while I order the other titanium bolts. But we're going to start removing these here. We're going to go ahead and start with the driver's side bar and go ahead and start the install, guys. So let's go. Now that we got the door hinges off, we're going to go ahead and try to mock the door hinge up along with the fender brace as well, kind of putting them on with one bolt, maybe kind of just leaving it loose, and then go ahead and do the same thing to the bottom hinge, and then trying to adjust everything all cohesively. But I have to make a point, like, this is so annoying having these hinge marks still on the body of the car without being painted. It just makes no sense. Marco tried to shortcut this, and it shows now, and it really bothers me. But we will take care of this eventually, so that's going to get taken care of. But we're going to move on to installing these fender braces and get this all done, so then we can move on to the passenger side and start installing the rest of the stuff, guys. So let's go. Okay, everybody, we did install the fender brace by Ultra Racing. This thing came out really good. The only thing I don't like is that the powder coating is already chipping. I went and got these powder coated many years ago when I received them, when I bought them. The powder coating that was on there, or whatever coating that was on there, was crap, so I really wanted something better, so I did powder coat them, but this is probably old powder coating, so I'm not too fond about the cracking. I mean, to be honest, it's gonna happen, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're gonna move on to the next fender brace. We're gonna move on to the passenger side. We're gonna get that one done real quick, and then move on to the rest of the installations, guys. So let's go. Alright, everybody, now that we got the fender braces on, we're going to move on to the front. We need to install this actual bracket that belongs right here. It actually holds the fuse box straight. It's kind of slouching right now, as you can see. So what we're going to do, we're going to attach that. I got it right over here. It's freshly powder coated, so I'm super excited to put it in. It's going to make this front look phenomenal. It's a big upgrade compared to that just plain metal, almost like ashy looking piece. Then we're gonna go ahead and start installing this. I hope I have enough bolts to install this, which I don't think I do, so I don't know if I'm gonna install this, but I'm gonna go ahead and install the this little fuse box bracket and go from there, guys. So let's go. Alright, so we just installed the actual fuse box bracket. We installed it to where we have the titanium bolt right down there that heads to the front firewall, just right behind the headlight. Then we have it here to the actual strut pillar. We have a bolt on here, a titanium bolt as well. So this came out actually phenomenal. It looks really good. Everything came out nice and flush. So as you guys can see, it came out perfect. This kind of looked like it warped a little bit during the process of poly powder coating, but it looks good, guys. I'm not too worried about it. This front end is actually coming out phenomenal. I am happy exactly the way it's coming out. So next up is going to be this radiator. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go check to see if this one radiator spot right by my house can actually weld these bulkheads. I guess these are called bulkheads. I'm only guessing. Can weld these bulkheads right up top, and hopefully it comes out nice, or at least functional, just so then I can go ahead and install the radiator here. We're going to be removing this upper radiator mount just so then we can get that going and looking good. I still have to buy the rubber grommets that go right down here, because the radiator then is just going to be sitting here, and I'm going to have to put something here just so then the radiator doesn't scratch the lower radiator support. So guys, let's jump into the RAV4 and let's get this radiator going. Let's go. All right, everybody, we made it to the radiator spot, but it looks like there front fascia is under construction. All right, guys, so that radiator shop could not weld anything on this radiator, so I went down the street and I found another. So guys, unfortunately, again, that radiator spot could not do anything or help us. So I'm now moving on to one other spot. I'm hoping that they can help us. This is going to be a rim, I guess, rim repair spot. There are also some automotive something. The radiator spot kind of recommended me to go there and talk to a guy named Derek. So we are definitely going to try that, and we're going to move forward, guys. So let's go. All right, everybody, we made it to Harrow's Radiator and Air Conditioning Services. So hopefully they got what it takes to fix this radiator, or not necessarily fix it, but to put these bulkheads on, just so that I can make it an AN fitting instead of a rubber hose and a clamp, guys. So hopefully, wish me luck. Let's go. All right, guys, I even went to another spot to see if there's anybody that can help me with this, and unfortunately they cannot. So everybody's kind of scared to weld these aluminum radiators. It makes me think that it's probably a good idea that they don't, I guess. So hopefully I'm gonna go to one more spot, maybe. Probably not, actually. I'll just save it for another day. We're gonna go back to the garage, move forward with the build, and finish the episode, so then we can move on to the other stuff, guys. So let's go. Our radiator project did not work out today, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to try to find an alternative to get some bulkheads on here without having to weld them. I know there's a couple things out there. We're going to go ahead and put this on pause for now until I get those things in, but we are then going to now move on to the front end suspension. What I got here are some long awaited for install Bob full coilover suspension, some Bob Fam suspensions here. We have the Swifties. We got the Swift springs in. I'm super excited just because these Swift springs are going to make a hell of a difference from the suspension that I had before. So I'm super excited. The only difference I'm putting onto it is I'm changing out these stock nuts that came with it with some titanium ones. So guys, let's jump into this build. Let's jump into this install of the 808 suspension. Alright guys, we've installed the 808 suspensions. As you guys can see, I got everything up top nicely snug. I didn't fully tighten it down because there are going to be things that I need to be moving around and just kind of moving this around. So it's not fully snug on there. I just wanted it on there just so then I can start, positioning things where they need to be and start getting things on this car. So got the 808s. Look at how sexy these things look. These things look phenomenal. I'm super excited that I got these. These are one of the most, I think, in-tune suspensions that I've ever had on this car. So this is going to be a lot of fun to go ahead and tune and get my suspension finally right the way I want it. But yeah, as you guys can see, these things are in and they're looking sexy as all hell, guys. So this is going to conclude today's episode, guys. We got quite a few things done. We couldn't get the radiator done just because nobody around my area was willing to weld these bulkheads on. So until next time, make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Peace. Make sure you stay tuned to the next episode, guys. You guys are going to like this one. And like, share, subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Until next time, peace.